Good morning, y'all. It is currently 1:34, December 25th. Not December, January 25th, 2025. And I would like to tell y'all a little story today about the dream that I just woke up from. But first, before we do that, you may have noticed that it's been a while. It's been a few weeks. And I just uploaded my 5 subscriber special. Like, what was it? Like a week ago now? Something like that. And I mostly explained it in that video. The reason why I haven't been uploading lately is mostly because I've been lazy. But I was procrastinating on recording that 5 subscriber video. And I had like a mental block of doing my dream journal until I got that done. That was part of it. The other part of it was Daniel Love is a YouTuber that I've been watching a shit ton of videos about. I go through this in the 5 subscriber video, but he kind of like called his YouTube channel, and a lot of the videos that I've been watching of his over and over and over to study lucid dreaming are now members only. And I don't do memberships on YouTube. So that kind of like demotivated me from lucid dreaming. But I'm back now. I've been back on that grind of studying lucid dreaming videos, even though I don't really need to. I've watched a shit ton. But I'm the type of person that if I really want to study something, I need to like imprint it in my brain by listening to it over and over again to retain the information. So I made a playlist on my other YouTube channel, and yeah, I've just been watching more lucid dreaming videos lately, and I don't think I mentioned it in the last video, but I did have a couple lucid dreams during my time off, I guess you could call it. The first one probably wasn't really a lucid dream. Things got sexual again, if that tells you anything. And the other lucid dream that I had, I don't even remember it now, honestly. I don't remember most of the dreams that I had because I didn't write them down. One of them, I did dream about Drake and Josh, which is like the second dream that I've had about Drake and Josh, which is kind of weird. And there was another dream. I've been watching the Dr. John Deloney show a lot lately. Like, it would come up on my YouTube feed and I would watch an episode here and there, but lately I've been going back through the catalog and watching them in chronological order. So I had a couple dreams about that. And this morning, I actually had a dream about the Dr. John Deloney show. I don't really remember any of the details. I just remember that it was John Deloney, the John Deloney show, but with a twist. And I don't remember what the twist was. So I woke up from that dream, went back to sleep. This dream was kind of a nightmare. Honestly, this next dream that I had, like, it kind of fucked me up in my head a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember all the nitty-gritty details right now because I kind of like repressed it in my brain. But what I do remember is I was running around this like dark house. It's not the trailer that I live in now, I don't think. And I had this like board, and I think it was a board in my hand. It was some like flat thing that I could like smack with. And it only makes sense that it would be a wooden board. And I was running around looking for my dog, Kojak, and I would smack him in the head with it, and then I'd smack him with it again. Like, my goal was to kill my dog with this board. And there were 3 different Kojaks that I ended up killing in this dream. Like, I knew in my head that there were 3 of them and I needed to find them all and kill them. And my motivation behind killing Kojak was to eat him. Like, what the fuck is wrong with my brain? Like, I was literally, like, I was like, it usually takes like 2 or 3 smacks to get him, like, right in the head. And then I'm gonna eat him. And I was thinking, also another thing that I was thinking in my brain was, that, I was trying to think about how I was gonna tell my brother about it. Like, how I was gonna justify killing my dog to my older brother. And yeah, there was other like gruesome details. Like, I think I thought about like cutting him up and stuff. Like, I don't like thinking about that. So we're gonna move on to the next dream. I woke up from that dream, went to take a piss, and I came back to bed with the intention of doing wild, wake initiated lucid dream. So I went, it was, oh gosh, I wish I remember the time. I think it was 9 o'clock. I think I remember, yeah, because I went to go get a drink. I didn't drink anything last night before going to bed, so I woke up pretty thirsty. I took a piss, went to get something to drink, came back, checked my phone, it was like 9 o'clock. I went to bed around like 4:40, 5 o'clock-ish in the morning last night. So I put my sleep mask back on, and I'm laying in bed. Eventually I fall asleep. I did not consciously fall asleep, so I don't remember when I fell asleep. But in the dream, in this next dream, I am in my trailer, and I also live with my little brother. But in my dream, he is like 34 years old. Like, I have the mental context, the false memory in this dream, knowing that he's 34 years old, and his dad also lives with me. And you may know from another video about Bob, my little brother's actual dad. This was not Bob. This was like some random middle-aged man dream character. And my little brother, my 34-year-old little brother in this dream, oh gosh, I don't even want to set you down this path, but he reminded me of Andrew Ditch. Andrew Ditch, the poop squatch. I randomly stumbled across some YouTube because I kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I've went deep down, excavated the fucking Chris Chan rabbit hole. That's a whole nother thing. Do not look up Chris Chan. Do not look up Andrew Ditch if you are not familiar with them. Please, I don't want to be the one to send you down that rabbit hole. But lately, in the past couple weeks, I've stumbled across a few YouTube videos about this Andrew Ditch guy. He is something else. Let's just say that he is a man-child, and that is kind of what my little brother reminded me of in this dream. He was like older, 34, obviously. He was kind of bald, like Andrew Ditch. He was kind of fat a little bit. And so he was living in his dad's house in the context of the dream. He's like living with his dad. But this is still my house. So the best way that I can explain it, it's so weird. Like, I was not lucid at this point, but I was in my own trailer, and in the context of this dream, I know that it's my trailer, but it's also my little brother Carter and his dad live in this trailer. Even though in my dream, in my brain in the dream, I knew that they didn't live there, but that was like the context of the dream. So that's part of like how I go lucid. Not to skip ahead, but like they're arguing. His dad is trying to get him to go to bed. It's his bedtime. So he's like trying to get him to go to bed. He's not listening. And eventually he finally gets fed up with it and he's like, "You know what? I'm kicking you out. You need to get the fuck out. Get out of my house." He said specifically, "Get out of my house." And I'm in my brain, I'm thinking, "This is my house. What are you talking about?" So I thought that was funny. And I'm thinking about it more. And I'm like, Carter is my little brother. But yet he's 34 right now. How the fuck does that make any sense? Like, I'm really thinking about that in my brain. And then Carter's dad comes out from the hallway. And after telling Carter to get out of his house, get out of my house, he comes to the kitchen and he's like getting something to eat in the kitchen. And I turn over to him because I'm like sitting at my table in the living room. I turn over to him and I'm like, "Hey, Carter's my little brother. How is he 34 years old? Like, how is he older than me if he's my little brother?" And he looks at me and he's kind of like, that's like the way it is or whatever. I can't remember what he said exactly, but the sentiment behind it was that it was like, that's just the way it is. Like, it's totally normal. And then that's when it like clicked in my brain. I was like, "Oh, I'm dreaming right now." So to confirm it, I breathe through my pinched nose and it works. And I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm lucid in a dream now. Let's go." So I get up out of my chair and thinking so much about being younger than my younger brother, my brain made me like really short all of a sudden. So I get out of my chair and I'm like really short. Like my head is underneath the counter and I'm like, "Well, fuck, I don't want to be short." So I'm like, "Hey, give me a lift. Give me a hand." So I reach up to I'm like a little toddler, like fucking Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp when he gets short. I'm reaching up to him like, "Give me a hand." He grabs my hands and lifts me up, but I can like still feel my feet swinging underneath me, and he sets me back down and I'm still short. So I'm like, "Well, shit, that didn't work." So I grab the countertop and lift myself up, and that like stretches my legs back out to normal. And I'm like, "Okay, hell yeah." So I go to find my little brother and I find him in here. He's sitting right here in front of, I have a dresser right here. He's sitting in front of my dresser. The doors are open. He's pulling clothes out. And I'm like, this motherfucker is packing my clothes right now, thinking he's about to move out with my shit. But, I'm lucid in a dream, so I'm like, it doesn't matter anyway. I just thought that was funny. So I sit down right here next to him, and, I'm a big brother trying to give him my big brother talk. He's finally moving out of the house, and I'm telling him, oh, God, I wish I could remember it word for word, bar for bar, what this pep talk was. But the gist of it was, like, I was trying to, like, tell him, oh gosh, yeah. I wish I could remember the whole thing, but I can't. The gist of it was to be independent. Like, everybody needs to be independent. And once you can become independent, that's when you go out and find another person. Everybody needs another person, a partner to spend their lives with. So I'm sitting there right next to him, and he asks how is he supposed to find somebody? And I'm like, go anywhere, talk to anybody, go to bars, go anywhere, talk to anyone. It at least shows that you're trying. And he's like, "Well, what if I get rejected? It's going to make me really sad." And I'm just like, that's life, That's just how life is. It at least shows that you're trying. Talk to people, And that's around the time that I woke up. I really wish I could remember word for word what I was saying to him, because I just thought that was so funny. But yeah, that's about it for that dream. Good night.
And sweet dreams.